have a favorite icebreaker.
Uh-huh.
How much does a polar bear weigh?
How much does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break the ice.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It's been a while
It's been a while.
since we did one of these.
A hot minute.
Well, we've done we've done some on location stuff.
We've been really busy.
Yeah, but we haven't done one of these where we sit in the studio apartment and show you guys some sake that we're having.
It's good to be back.
It
I like the
is.
table. I like the setup. It's
Makes you feel at home?
comfy chair. Yeah, I like this like little sake notes talk.
Yeah,
It's always fun to be live, but good to come back home.
it is. It is. So tonight we got something weird and fun. So
Spoiler alert, it's the title of this episode.
yeah, totally. So basically, when we first got into sake, it was kind of like people told us, "Oh, it's a hot sake and cold sake," and then kind of later on, we kind of learned more. Learned that there's sake really changes a lot when you vary the temperature by just a few degrees. So,
I think we kind of segued into hot sake being a way to save lower end sake. It kind of opens up the flavors, gives it more of a caramely taste. But then we started learning more about higher end sakes, like daiginjos that could also be served warm. So it's just like...
Yeah, we learned that there's so much to learn about warm and cold sakes and temperature variances.
Just when you think you get the rule of thumb, or you start to figure something out, then boom, someone blows it out of the water, and now there's something whole new category to learn about.
Sake on ice. The fun guys over at Tamagawa have made this wonderful summer sake called Icebreaker. And yeah, I know, summer just ended. What are you gonna do? But
do we have any Australian friends? It's just about to be summer there.
There we go.
Just in time.
Yeah. So Icebreaker, we've seen this Icebreaker in Japan before. Now we've never had it though.
It was also very popular on Instagram for a while too.
Yeah.
Really cute bottle. I love how it's thin. I mean, you've seen regular shaped bottles, but as you can see, it's like thinner. It's still the same. Oh, it's a little bit taller, I guess.
Yeah, it is a smaller bottle. It's only 500 milliliters. So actually, should look a little similar to this one.
Oh yeah, if you remember from our Japan haul this year.
Yes, this was a really interesting.
But I love that it's tall and thin. I think that the label is very cute, and it's got the light blue kind of a summer shout out there.
Yeah. Now this is a genshu that's meant to be diluted a bit by ice. Not water necessarily,
intentionally,
but
not
ice.
as a rule of thumb for genshus, as in this particular genshu.
Nama Junmai Genjo Genshu.
We haven't even started drinking yet, I promise.
We haven't. So what we're gonna do with this tonight, we're gonna have it first straight, and then we're gonna do it on the rocks. And it's more than just, oh, this is cold and it tastes a little bit different. It's a completely different sake. It's really weird.
I'm ready.
All right, so I'm gonna do a little tasting cups here for that, just for our initial tasting.
And one of those fancy tools that we have on our table today is a thermometer, so we can actually tell you the temperature.
Right now, the sake is theoretically at 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see if it sticks up when I do that.
It was in our fridge, and we took it out and then started setting up the lighting. So it's not room temperature, but it's also not.
And our
fridge
little
cold.
ice is at 32 Fahrenheit, which it should be because it's
Science.
ice. Because science. All right, so cheers. As you can see, you can't see, but we can see that this has a little bit of a yellowish tint to it, but a lot of Tamagawa stuff does.
It smells very strong. There's definitely a very strong flavor to it.
I gotta say, even like this, even just straight, neat, we'll call it. This is delicious. This is a really great sake by itself.
I get kind of like a bite, like an sour apple kind of bite to the end of it. Mm-hmm. But a creamy front. Would you say? But definitely sour apples. I'm definitely getting like a lot of green Granny Smith kind of apple.
Definitely getting that at the end. When you like kind of like let it flow across your tongue, it's so interesting. It's just bubbly, not bubbly in like a effervescent way, but the flavor is just so bouncy.
Light on the tongue, yeah. It also kind of reminds me a little bit of cider. I think again it's the apple, but it's kind of like a thicker, deeper apple taste as well. You know, this is probably really the perfect time for this because it's just now the end of summer, going into fall. There's lots of apples. You know, it still can be kind of warm outside.
Mm-hmm. We were hoping that we'd be able to do this episode last week during the heat wave, but unfortunately, time did not.
Well, we
work
could have
out.
just waited a few more days. It's gonna be 80s again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I liked it. Yeah, I definitely like this at the
It
out
is
of the
great
fridge temperature.
like this. Like Tamagawa stuff is it's a big. They're always big bold flavors.
Now, did you say this was Nama?
Yeah,
Genshu?
it's a Nama Jimai Ginjo Genshu. That's a lot of words.
Yeah, very nice. And I do like those stronger flavors. So if you find yourself normally liking things that I like, this is a big plus. I definitely love this. It is a bolder flavor. But, John, you also find it very drinkable as well?
Yeah, I mean, most Tamagawa stuff I really do enjoy, even though it's way on the bolder side of the spectrum. You know, I typically don't go too wild about heavy Genshus with bold flavors. Something about what these guys do, they balance it out in a really interesting way that I always enjoy.
You know, if you think about, like, another big Nama Genshu Narutatai, that one I feel like is a lot bolder, a lot more pow, very crisp, and this one is a little bit more of a mellow, but
I think
still
that's
also
why
bold.
I really like it.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna break the rules. We're gonna put this on the ice. Actually, we're not gonna break the rules. They said to put it on ice. So we're gonna follow the rules to the letter and put them on ice. We're using our little spherical ice cubes because we have that in the apartment.
Yours is actually the Death Star.
Yeah, I see.
Mine's just the ball. So is this correct? I'm supposed to kind of swirl it a little bit, get it in there?
Maybe. I don't know. Why not, right? But yeah, and I think it's also very important. Let the ice get a little close to your mouth when you're sipping it. It's interesting. It's really, I think it adds a little bit of something to the taste.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I guess like get your mouth in there and you can get it close to the ice. So like And I think it totally changes the profile.
It's a lot lighter. It's a lot, like, not just the flavor, but it's not as much of a bold.
It mellows it out and makes it. It mellows it out and adds a, like kind of the end becomes like just kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like really it's relaxing. I just really love it. There's something special about that.
I wouldn't like that last one. Well, same one, but in just regular cold refrigerator temperature, it was very harsh in like a pow flavor kind of way. Sour apples, big, still mellow, but out there. And this is still kind of that hint of the apples, but just.
It is just really chill. I don't know if that's like the right way to phrase it, but it's nice.
Yeah. So I think you mentioned that this is not the first time that we've had a Genshu on ice.
I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but it's the first time we've had one that the bottle said to do that.
Right, intentionally. But that has been a way that we've previously enjoyed some Namas, which was over ice. It really does just kind of, our Nama Genshus, bring down that harsh, bold, pow flavor. If maybe it's a little bit too much for you, maybe you normally enjoy your sake more mild or mellow, this could be a good way to try it.
That's nice. It's funny though. You mentioned that we have another Tamagawa in our fridge, the Tamagawa White Label, which is a 21 or 22% Genshu. It's like practically a spirit at that point. But I tried putting that on the rocks. I think that's a little too intense for me, and it didn't work. Like this trick didn't work for that for me at least. I know a lot of people absolutely love that sake. It's just a little too much in the face.
All of them. Maybe I'll have to experiment.
Yeah.
For me, I think I can see like maybe if you just wanted to kind of drink it on its own, maybe putting it on the ice because it kind of mellows it out. Whereas if you were having it with food, maybe just drinking it this way because it's a lot louder.
I was told crushed ice with this is even more interesting.
Ooh.
But I've never experimented with that.
I guess the crushed ice would kind of melt a little quickly too.
Probably, I think, but like you're kind of making like a sake like Slurpee at that point, right?
Oh, that sounds good.
Wait a minute, sake Slurpee.
Yeah.
All right. We can totally get that domain name.
We'll make it work.
We'll try.
The sake Slurpee notes.
Nice. But yeah, Tamagawa makes really interesting and fun sakes.
So where is this brewery located? Where are they from?
They're in Kyoto.
Kyoto?
Or near Kyoto.
Near Kyoto.
Yeah. Or at least that's my understanding.
And you've probably seen it before. It kind of looks like a face. Pretty easy to remember.
Yeah.
Definitely done an episode on them before. Always a big favorite. And they do have this is kind of a totally different label than what you would normally see in their bottles, but they do still have their logo right there on the front, so you can see that it is Tamagawa. Mm-hmm. And you had some interesting fun facts about the brewer for this label.
Yeah, so the Toji for this is actually British. Phil Harper. He actually wrote the first book about sake that I ever read. It was a gift that somebody had given me.
Oh.
And that's how I first learned a lot about sake. It was from his book. And then finding out later on that he's... he's making sake in Japan. I thought that was really cool. And he's also featured in Kampai for the Love of Sake, which is a documentary that came out, I want to say last year, that interviews a couple of sake personalities to get different perspectives on the process, I guess. So it's Phil Harper is one of those perspectives, and also John Gardner, who wrote the second book I read about sake. And there's one more. I can't remember who else they interview. But it's a very, very interesting film, a very good documentary. They're making Kampai 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really interesting. I like that they're trying to kind of branch out and get people interested in sake in different ways. And it's okay, I watched. Maybe you saw a movie about sake and you tried to try it. Maybe you had a friend that nagged you. Maybe you saw some people on the internet that thought it was fun. Anything like that.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And is this available in New York now? Is this pretty easy to find?
Okay, so
are they working
yes,
on it?
It's available in New York. No, it's not easy to find. They only brought a very limited amount over. From what I understand, that dried up, no pun, real quickly. I was lucky enough to be able to pick up a bottle before they sold out at the place I was going for. But I think this was kind of an experiment to see how people react to it. And
well, it's definitely interesting. Definitely weird.
I think it's really cool. I really like it, and I would totally buy another bottle. I think it's a fun sake. It's priced reasonably well for a Jinmai Ginjo Nama Genshu seasonal.
Very cool. And it's always hard to get Namas in New York, so I love seeing more and more, especially Nama Genshus.
Yeah.
Always fun. So if you see it, definitely give it a try. Make sure you put it over ice. Icebreaker.
Mm-hmm. Try it both ways. See what you like.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, we're curious. Comments, questions, all that.
Yeah. Do you like it over ice or do you like it not over ice? Better.
What's your verdict?
All right, I gotta be real with you guys. I like it better.
You like it better without the ice?
Yeah, I love the bold flavor, and I love loud flavors, and this is definitely that, but still drinkable, still mellow, still rounded. And I love that sour green apple taste at the end. It still has an apple taste, but I would never have immediately thought sour green apple, cider, hay farm kind of thing. This is just much more light, fruity. It's crazy that we're talking about the same sake right now.
It is.
But
it's so
much
weird
more
what happens.
here.
It totally changes the sake.
It's definitely good. Definitely much easier to drink on its own this way. But my style, I like it. The big bold flavor.
And this totally makes me want to experiment with different temperatures for the same sakes.
We're gonna have to get a sake
warmer. It inspires me to want to mess around with that.
We're gonna have to get an ice machine. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
One of these days. All right.
Well,
that's
been
about
our sake note.
That's our sake note about Tamagawa Icebreaker. By the way, if you are in New York and you're watching this the night we release it, then we're very happy to tell you that tomorrow night we will be at Rabbit House down near Chinatown on Forsyth Street doing our monthly...
this one's a little weird.
It's a little...
But...
Usually it's the fourth Tuesday of every month, but we had to skip a week, so here we are. And
this is going to be a very special one. They're all very special.
They're all very special.
But this month, our theme is exploring regional flavors of Japan, I guess.
So we wanted to kind of pare things down as much as we could. So you're using the same rice, and they're polished to the same amount. So it's all Yamanonishiki rice, and it's all polished to 50%, but they're from different areas of Japan and use different yeasts.
So you'll get a lot of the difference that water can make, that yeast can make. It's going to be really fun. We have not tried these back to back to back, so it's going to be a learning experience for us too.
But we've had all of these.
We've had all of them individually, but putting them together and tasting them one after the other, I think is a good way to learn the similarities and differences, and I'm really excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll be there from 7 to 9. So stop on in and ask for the tasting set, and you will get us pouring tasting sets for you. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have a great night. Kampai and enjoy your sake.
Bye. See
We'll be
you
back next time.
later or next time.
Bye-bye.